want to make a mention, right? That it was
Yeah.
beautiful that the fight last night was. I mean, it's
Oh, we
not
haven't
really
started yet. Ooh,
okay.
I'm just supposed to. All right, we're live, guys. Welcome to Main Event Boxing Talk, and we got Spencer back today. Hello,
Hey.
Spencer.
All right. Well, thanks. I hope you guys are all right. Been doing
Yeah,
okay and everything.
yeah.
Great
How are
to
you,
have-
Tom?
Hey, I'm okay. Everything's good. I'm glad to have the trio back here.
Let me get my typed list that I put out. Terence Crawford beats Canelo for the undisputed title. This is the third. He's the only guy to have been undisputed in 3 different weights, and he's also a 5-weight division champion, and also Lineal and Ring Magazine, that new belt. What a great performance this was. Who wants to start?
Take
Yes, it
Spencer.
was.
Come on. Take
I
it.
just want to say it was a great thing to be on. I wouldn't say pay-per-view because you had to actually have a Netflix subscription to watch it, but Netflix is like $12 a month or something like that. So
Yeah.
it's not. It was a good fight to not have to really pay that $80 that we've been paying lately for fights. It was a great sight. But as far as the fight was concerned, listen, I was listening to a Andre Ward take on, like what each person has to do in order to win. It seemed like he was biased toward Bud because he was saying Bud was going to win. He had more things to win with. The only benefit Canelo really got is the weight difference because, being a better boxer, Bud is a better boxer than Canelo. Being a better mover, Bud is a better mover than Canelo. Swifter, he's moved. And the great thing is Bud didn't use all of his tools yesterday. He didn't even he didn't switch it. He didn't go from both sides. He didn't need to. He didn't, he was attacking Canelo. There was times when he was, being elusive, but then he was attacking Canelo, especially towards the later rounds. He was taking it to Canelo. He wasn't letting Canelo rest. When he tried to tie him up, the first time Canelo tried to do the tie up and he lifted him up. After that, every single time they did it, it was Crawford that seemed to have moved Canelo out of position as opposed to it being the other way around. So it seemed like Canelo wasn't being manhandled by him in the clinch. It was a great performance from Bud. So
I agree.
Right.
Can I give my 2 cents?
Yeah, of course you can. Yeah, it's your turn anyway.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Well, the thing that made it so interesting for me was we knew what Canelo would do, right? And we knew that he was older and he was heavier and his shoulders were broader and he actually punched harder because when you heard the body shots landing, you could hear how much louder they were than Bud's. But the thing and we knew Bud was a great fighter, and we knew that Bud, was a better boxer and had a little bit different IQ. But there were intangibles in this fight that were hard to determine who would win. And now that I saw the fight, and when you saw Bud fight the previous fight at 154 and win, he didn't look good. He didn't look good against that bigger guy, although he did win. However, then there was okay, now he's got to jump 20 pounds, right, or more, 24 pounds against Canelo, who was a much heavier hitter. But the thing is that he had been out for a while, and he hasn't been as active as Canelo. But his boxing, his movement, his elusiveness, his combinations, his angles. Canelo did land on him a few times, but he was able to withstand it. And those were the things I kind of thought Canelo would have an edge, but he didn't. And if Canelo is smart at this point, I don't think he could win a rematch, although he'll make a lot of money. But he's not going to crack this nut. And I think at this point, if either one of them were both retired, it would be great. I don't think Bud should hang around and, put it on the line against, Mobili or Benavidez and none of those guys. he caught Canelo at the time. Well, let's face it, Canelo has not been as good since his shoulder surgery. He's not been as good. But
Yeah.
he was fast. If he got close enough, he was able to get a few things off. But it was just the styles made this fight. Bud had
Yeah, no. Yeah, Canelo didn't look bad. It's just that Bud looked better.
Well, yeah, that was it. So I kind of gave Canelo an edge, but I always wanted Bud to win this, but I was just going, I don't know, man. He's going up a lot and he's putting on a lot of weight, but I guess that rest, that time off he took, worked for him. You know, he was the fresher of the guys, much fresher.
And right, and he was able to put on the weight.
That's right.
Comfortably and train with that weight, right? Because you know, like if he would have had to fight just, you know, between the Magnum fight, if he would have had a fight, say at middleweight at 160, he, you know, it would have been a different type of thing. It would have been a different situation. I think it was obviously whatever he did worked because he won. He gave Canelo his belts back. I don't think he's trying to compete at 168 anymore. He just wants to beat Canelo. He like who Canelo beat everybody at 168. So I'll just beat Canelo. I'm not fighting none of y'all guys. If anything, I think he'll go back down to 154 if he stays fighting. He might retire. He might do a rematch. He might do a rematch to get another, you know, like, because I heard Canelo got like 100 million and he only got 10 million. A rematch, he might get 50 million or something like that. So I could see maybe him doing a rematch. I don't know if Canelo would accept the rematch because he wouldn't want to have two losses on his, you know, back-to-back losses on his record and this late in his career. But
I think Canelo would be wise to have a rematch if he wants that. If not, I think he should retire. What about you, Mr. Char?
That was a good performance. I knew he was capable of doing it, but I didn't think he'd pull it off. Yeah. From the first round, first round to five, he was winning them, and then he lost a couple of rounds in between. Then in the seventh, you could see the bruises on Canelo's face. Then you had the headbutt in round 8, which I thought they were going to do a stoppage, to be honest, at that point. Then, and also Canelo's not in his prime. He was weight drained. He can't make the weight anymore comfortably. And Crawford wouldn't let him do anything. And Canelo didn't cut the ring off. Whereas Crawford cut the ring off. He used his own momentum Canelo's own momentum against him by dodging out of the way of the punches. When he was getting hit, he was thrown 3. If you noticed, he hit him 3 or 4 times as a receipt. And then he won it based on footwork and punch output. And the fact that he could withstand the power. Because he did not respect Canelo's power at all, did he? He has showed Canelo no respect whatsoever.
I think he did respect his power. That's why when Canelo tried to cut off the ring, he slid out.
Yeah. I was going to say Canelo did try to cut off the ring quite a few times. He got him in the corner, but Bud was able to get right out of it. So it wasn't like he didn't get him there. He just couldn't keep him there because Bud was able to just swing around. But yeah, he I wouldn't say he didn't respect his power, but he had to show Canelo that if that's how you think you're going to beat me, I could take it. You're going to have to do more than that to beat me. But your power alone ain't going to beat me.
Canelo underestimated the job. You can tell he did. You could tell in the 7th round his face. And do you see Crawford smile? Because he knew that's like him saying, "I've got you here. This is my fight." You know?
Yeah, he was sticking his tongue out at him at points. Listen, it was like I was at a fight party. So after the 2nd round, I said Bud already got all the information he needs. He's about to really start winning rounds. I don't know if he's going to stop him, but he's going to he's going to do a lot of work. And a good thing that he did was Canelo, a lot of times Canelo will have he'll do his spurts. He'll throw his punches in spurts and then he'll rest. Bud wasn't letting him rest. After he would try to throw his like 1 or 2 punches, Bud would come right back out at him and start punching back at him. Like, okay, you threw yours, so I'm gonna throw mine. And Bud connected more a little bit, I believe. Threw way more jabs.
You know, I think he broke him down psychologically too.
He broke him mentally. Also,
yeah.
the last 3 rounds, Bud was holding more and, you know, try to control it because he knew he'd run out of energy. So he had to basically just keep away from the punches and keep the last couple of rounds he gave away, I'd say.
Well, I thought that one judge's scorecard was ridiculous for Canelo.
What?
The first one.
It was ridiculous, yeah.
Wait, it was 8-4-7-5. That's how they scored it.
Yeah.
So you think Canelo won more than 4 rounds?
I don't. I think
I'm not saying. Maybe I misunderstood the first scorecard. Did they score it for Canelo or for Bud the first one?
No. Bud got a unanimous. It was unanimous.
Okay, yeah, that's what I got confused about. That's what confused me.
Yeah. Nah, it was unanimous. It was 116-112, which is 8-4. And I don't think Canelo won 5 rounds. So
did he even win 2 rounds? You know, let's be honest.
Listen. I was saying that when I was looking at the unofficial, they were showing the unofficial scorecard, and I'm like, I don't know if they even made a mistake at one point, but I'm like, I don't know if I would have gave Canelo that last round. When they was giving him a round, I could give Canelo 2 rounds easy, easily give him 2 rounds, but the other rounds that they might give Canelo, you could also give to Bud. So,
I would say I saw 3, maybe 4 rounds that Canelo won, and they were the early. They were like the 5th round, and I think the first and second. The second, it was like Crawford was landing punches, but Canelo was scoring heavy body shots in those early first 3 rounds. And if you're looking at like effective aggressiveness, and even though he didn't throw as many punches, those punches sounded really hard to the body. And Bud a couple of times pulled his elbow back and took off. It's like, oops,
as for Bud, I think he should either fight at middleweight, not 154. I think middleweight he would be better at because he'd be more powerful in super and middleweight. And, I just think naturally him being at super is too much of a stretch for him, even though he's as good as he is, right? I think
I mean, but who's at middleweight that he could fight that? I mean, listen.
There's only Canelo. That's it. There's nobody else, really.
Right. He done fought the mountaintop. So there's really nobody else for him to have to beat.
Should he do the unthinkable and move up to heavyweight and give it a go?
No.
Hell no.
Why not? Why we're at it? I know he's too small, but go.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's the thing. That's the thing.
What Bud did. He spent the year training for this fight. Putting the weight on, gradually working it out, getting to that point physically. Mentally, I don't think he had a problem. He just physically had to work a long time for one fight to beat this one guy. Right?
Yeah, man. Listen.
He didn't fight all 4 champions, and unify those belts. And I think, the respect they've shown in each other, I really liked. I like seeing fighters not calling each other names and trying to fight each other.
Yeah, but where does Canelo go from here, really, other than retirement or stay at super middleweight where people know how to beat him now?
I think he needs to go to the golf course is where he needs to go.
Listen,
I'd like to see him have one more fight.
Listen, I think they both in the same position. They either rematch each other or they retire.
Right.
I think Bud has got a few more years left. I'd like to see him go down to middleweight.
I mean, but it'll be hard pressed because if he does a rematch with Canelo, that's 8 figures for him. There's nobody at middleweight. There's really nobody at middle. I mean, that's mid 8 figures, not low 8 figures. There's nobody at middleweight that's going to give him 8 figures.
No.
The only guy down there is Innes that he can make money with, really.
The one guy who could make him money, but we know he'd get his ass kicked. Eubank Jr. would make him a lot of money.
Maybe in the UK. Maybe in the UK, yeah, that might work. That might work in the UK. But Eubank gotta beat somebody impressively to like with a name so that he could get that money, that entry. Because at the moment, nobody would think that Eubank could beat Crawford if Canelo couldn't beat Crawford.
Well, he's got to qualify.
Yeah, like you go 12 rounds with Canelo and look good and or or even one of the dudes now that's up there. What's his dude name from Kazakhstan? Yanabek. Yanabek. If he fights him and beats him or something, then maybe. But other than that, not
person I see beat Canelo more decisively. The most decisive was Mayweather, Bivol was more decisive.
Yeah, Bivol was more decisive. I think Crawford beat him better than Floyd beat him.
He would, yeah.
I think the way Crawford did it was better. I mean, it wasn't far different because Floyd didn't really run too much. He would hit him, but the way he fought him was different.
Right. Bivol's 5 inches taller, probably 20 pounds heavier and has more power, but he doesn't have more skills. That's the difference. It was the size that beat Canelo.
Yeah, but it's definitely. Oh, and without question, if I don't do the list, but Bud definitely has just put himself as the top pound for pound fighter in the
boxing. Yeah. We always said he was. All of us did. I mean, they have the monster.
Even we said it when we started this podcast a decade ago. We said this, we've been saying this for a decade.
Yeah. And it has not changed, and that's why I really don't do the list, because people move people up and down so much. It's like, yo. Speaking of which, ESPN got an all-time. Did y'all see the Ring ESPN listing that they had on the? I know they showed it on the American broadcast on Netflix. I didn't know if they showed it over there in the UK, but they were showing the ESPN's top. Did they said top 10 all-time pound for pound, right? It was like a combination Ring / ESPN list. They didn't have Sugar Ray Robinson as a top 10 all-time.
I remember that. Yeah, I remember that.
I got hurt behind that, because I'm like, he's the person that they coined the phrase after that. And y'all should at least have like an honorable slot in the top 10, even if y'all don't think he is skill-wise, which I don't believe that he's not. I think he is a top 10 pound for pound. If they doing lists like that all the time, he should be. He's the reason why y'all made the phrase.
Well, the list is this. This is the list as of the 21st century. It's Floyd Mayweather, Pacquiao, Hopkins, Usyk, Canelo, Andre Ward, Terence Crawford, Juan Manuel Marquez, Roy Jones Jr., Naomi, and Nui. This is the top 10 21st century.
Shall we be honest? Crawford has probably 2 or 3 names on his record that are top fighters like Kelbrook, Amir Khan, Canelo. He doesn't have a deep resume. That's the only bad thing. His resume ain't
Who?
deep. Crawford.
That's not true.
Well,
as you said, he got those 3 guys, right? He got those 3 guys you just mentioned. Yeah. Wait. He has Sean Porter.
Not like Mayweather's record. It's not like Sugar Ray Robinson. You understand what I'm saying? It's not like those kind of as good as Floyd Mayweather's record.
Okay. Floyd Mayweather's top 5 fighters that he beat. We say Pacquiao is one of them, right?
Cotto.
Right.
Cotto is a top 5. Okay. Mosley, he beat Mosley.
Right.
And
Canelo.
Zab Judah.
Zab Judah. He beat Corrales.
He beat what,
Julio
28
Cesar
champions?
Chavez.
Who you said what?
I
Julio
think
Cesar Chavez.
28 champions or 26 champions, something like that.
Yeah. I mean, he beat 26 champions, but he beat guys like Andre Berto, who was a champion. So he beat him. That was a
But
champion
the
that he
problem
considers
is,
he's beaten.
it's not
You know,
Crawford's fault because people didn't want to fight him because they knew how good he was. That's what
but
it is.
but think about it. Crawford beat Gamboa at lightweight. He was a champion. He beat
Errol Spence.
he beat Postel, which was a champion. He beat Ndongo, he beat Ricky Burns, which is a champion. He beat Ndongo, which was a unified champion. Even though in hindsight, we know Ndongo was a fluke.
That good.
He was a fluke, but he's on his record as a champion. Jeff Horn.
Right. I mean, not only did he beat these guys, he just wiped them out. You know, he defeated Lundy. I mean, look at these. He defeated a lot of good guys. And a lot of them were just, there weren't a lot of decisions, except for maybe Madrimov. You know, Spence took out Avasian, Porter, Kell Brook. You know,
I got cut off. I'm sorry, yeah. He beat Kell Brook. Was Amir Khan ever a champion?
Yeah, he was. Yeah. Back about 20 years ago.
He beat Amir Khan, Errol Spence, Madrimov.
That's a who's who of that era, right? So, but then I'm talking about like Sugar Ray. Obviously, back in the old days, it was different. But now,
Sugar Ray Robinson obviously don't have as many champions on his record because he was the champion, right? Yeah. He was the champion.
So for me, I'd put him in the top 10 somewhere, but I don't know where.
Sugar Ray, right?
No, what's his name? Crawford. I don't know whereabouts I'd put him in the list.
All time, yeah, for sure. He could be in it. I mean, if you do it like a era, he's this generation's best pound for pound. Now, last generation, you would say that was Floyd, right?
Yeah, and then this one, it's him. So he's this generation's Floyd Mayweather,
right? And then before Floyd, what, Roy Jones, perhaps?
Yeah. So I would like to have seen a Mayweather from 2005 version against Crawford, and I think Mayweather beats Crawford every time. The prime Crawford against the prime Mayweather.
Maybe.
Yeah, he beats him easily, I think. Not easily.
I don't know about easily.
Beats him convincingly.
I don't know about easily, but he might beat him.
The sad thing about Crawford is that he had to wait till near the end of his career to make these massive purses. I know he's been making $5 million a fight, or whatever, but these real big purses. He should have made. He should be, 100 million deep.
Yeah, he.
How good he is,
Yeah. Hopefully he did some smart things with his money.
But I think he'll fight on. I don't think he'll be at super middleweight. He might make one defense of the title, and then he'll probably go back down to 154. Where I know it doesn't make the money, but where will the motivation be? What's his motivation going to be like now? So I would worry: is he going to be motivated anymore? Or is he going?
That's what I say.
Well, I think we're pretty much in agreement. And if he does fight, he'll fight. I don't think he should stay at 168. It's not a good idea for him. He trained specifically for Canelo for a long time. There are guys out there that are just I don't know. Does he need to take the punishment? I don't think so.
No.
I think he should be satisfied, and if they do a rematch, they'll make money. If not, let's ride off into the sunset.
Yeah, that's what I figure. They either he do a rematch where he could make, whatever he made in last night, he could make 4 or 5 times more of that in the rematch.
Yeah.
And then call it a career after that.
Yeah,
That'll be a nice retirement check.
Canelo wants to fight him again. Canelo may not want to fight him again.
Yeah, because if he don't want to fight him again, there really isn't nobody that's going to get no draw for him to fight.
I mean, Canelo, I can see carrying on, but I think Crawford should just walk away. Myself,
I mean, wait, this is. Go ahead.
Are either one of them going to fight Benavidez? Let's face it, right?
Wait, yo, the only other fight that'll get him a bunch of money, and it's sad to say, might be Jake Paul.
No,
and that's if Jake Paul beats Gervonta Davis. Ain't they supposed to be fighting?
Yeah.
Oh, that's stupid. That's like the exhibition with Tyson and Floyd Mayweather. That's stupid.
Could you imagine if Jake Paul actually beat Terence Crawford? Not that it would happen. How embarrassing that would be for boxing in general.
He wouldn't beat him.
He wouldn't. You don't think he would beat Jake Paul?
No.
Of course he would.
He wouldn't beat him.
I'd pay to see it though. To see him get.
Oh yes.
Get beaten up.
See that, but that's what I'm saying. Like that would be a fight that would probably make him close to what a Canelo rematch can make him.
Pathetic, isn't it? Really, that we're at this state in boxing, we have to fight at YouTubers who are sort of good boxers. To me, it's crazy.
I mean, yeah. Listen, it's sad that's the state of boxing. As a boxing fan and a boxing purist or whatever, you don't really like to see it. But
why do we have to give this man who was on Bizarre 10 years ago, a shitty Disney show, any airtime at all? I enjoy watching fights, but
I will say this, that if I'm gonna try to be as objective as I could possibly be, he kind of helped usher in more eyes on female boxing because he was the big promoter behind the Amanda Serrano, Katie Taylor trilogy. He got more casual fans looking at boxing again. So, I don't know if that's a good thing or not.
It's a good thing. It's a good thing. He's done some good things for boxing. I mean, but the fact that, purists like we are, we look at those matches and go, ugh.
Right. But we're not casual fans and stuff. So, there's people that like the WWE. So, hey,
let him fight. If Jake Paul had guts enough, let him fight Christian Mbili and see how he does.
Yeah. Speaking of which, how do y'all like the undercards of last night's fight?
Well, that fight was war.
Lester Martinez got a draw with Mbili, didn't he? I didn't see.
Yeah.
The Mbili one, I figured was going to be a draw.
Well, Mbili didn't listen to his corner. If you were listening to what they were telling him, he abandoned his jab. He just got right on the guy, and the guy was tagging him. I think Mbili scored more, but he started getting tired, and the guy started tattooing him, and he didn't look good near the end, going into the end. Scored more, but nobody got knocked down in that fight. I don't think, right?
No, and that was kind of both of them had high KO percentages, so. Right. You would think one of them would fall to the canvas at least once, but nah.
It was all inside. It was all on top of each other, and they didn't stop. It was tremendous conditioning. But I think Mbili could have won that if he just would have boxed the guy more.
I'll tell you what, Mbili is the luckiest boxer alive. He's had 2 fights where he's drawn both his titles. How that man still has that belt is unbelievable, really. 2 draws,
True. But he's his own worst enemy as far as I'm concerned. But it was a very entertaining fight. It was like, whoa, is anybody going to go down here?
Yeah. It was like a phone booth.
Yeah. Sock 'em.
Lester Martinez is a very good fighter. It's not bad for a fighter that beat Ricardo McCaw in his first fight, and we covered it on the show about 7 years ago. Do you remember? I think
Yeah,
we
Yeah.
covered that subject.
Yeah. He like I said, they both under. That was a good matchup. I know that much. That was a good matchup. So. But I don't know if there'll be another fight not next. But
And then in other news on that card, Jermaine Franklin got a draw. Managed to beat Ivan something. I've forgotten his name. Ivan Deichke.
yeah, they didn't show that on the Netflix portion of it. They only
No,
showed.
Problem with Jermaine Franklin is because he's had those two high profile fights, lost both of them. Then he had another fight about a year ago where he beat Devin Vargas. To me, he's a good fighter. He's a good top 40 fighter, top 40, 50 fighter. And he'd be a perfect opponent for Moses the Two because he's durable. He's not as shot as what Dillian White is or any of these other guys are.
Yeah, that might be a good challenge for him.
And he deserves the payday. I know he got paid lots for those fights, but I think at some point, if he carries on the way as he might get some sort of a title shot. But that's as a long shot, as a not a mandatory, what do you call it, as a voluntary defence.
Yeah,
It'd be a good defence. But he's a journeyman, isn't he? There's no other way to say it.
I mean, I would maybe put him up higher as like a gatekeeper.
Yeah, like a
level type of dude.
Yeah.
As opposed to like he's not the gate just before you get your title shot, but he's the gatekeeper in order for you to get your contention shot. You start being considered they start looking at you after that.
I'll tell you what, if he'd taken boxing a bit more seriously, he would have got somewhere. I'm telling you, he had some ability, like he showed it in the Dillian White and the Joshua fight. That he can take shots. He just hasn't got the power.
He's a pre-gatekeeper.
Yeah, he's a pre-gatekeeper. He's a fence keeper.
Him and Michael Hunter would be a good fight. I think he could beat Michael Hunter because I don't think Michael Hunter's got a lot left. He's fighting all these Mexicans and God knows what.
Michael Hunter, I think, is more talented.
He is, but he's aged him. He's been aged out, hasn't he?
Yeah,
like all that generation,
Yeah, well, we talked about that in the absence of like new American heavyweights, right?
Yeah,
that's a shame. Hey, he's back. I mean, tough.
Yeah. I don't know what's going on, but
let me move on to
the Lewis Cocker fight.
No, let's move on because there wasn't a lot on this card. Let's go to Ricky Hatton.
Well, let's talk about Lewis Crocker for a second because he won the IBF featherweight title, didn't he? No, welterweight title. He won the welterweight title.
Welterweight title, yeah.
Yeah, it was a good fight. It was a good fight. And I like what happened. He knocked Donovan down twice. Donovan came back and boxed well, but I think they wanted Donovan to win to set up a fight with, what's his name, the junior. Not Chris Eubank Jr., the other one, Conor Benn. So he kind of flipped the script there. So look for him to fight Conor Benn next and Conor for the welterweight title there.
Who's that?
Crocker, who won the welterweight title at 147 for the IBF, and I think they're going to want to get what's his name in there. But I said Chris Eubank.
Wait,
no,
that was on the card last night?
No, it was separate. You know what? Go to main event. I put the highlights up there. You can
Okay.
see.
Yeah,
It was a good fight.
that was in an Irish card. That was an Irish card.
And Inoue,
Yeah.
Inoue came out on top in a 12-round decision against that Russian guy who was a very strong puncher that couldn't keep up with Inoue.
Okay, so he didn't knock him out.
No, but Inoue almost hit the deck in the 12th round. He got caught and his legs went to jelly for a minute. But he got it. It was at the 12th, but he got out of there and won unanimous decision. But he got caught. You want to talk about Ricky Hatton, Nathan?
Yeah.
Nathan?
Ricky Hatton was found.
Do we know what he died from yet? Do we know?
No information. The police went in and they found him dead on the seat. But it's very sad because he was a good guy, it's a good fighter. He wasn't elite, but he was world class. And he had a hell of a career. 3 losses.
Didn't he have trouble with alcohol for a long time?
He did, and mental health problems as well.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, here's something that I just found on the internet, and they don't know. Battle with addiction. So who knows if he succumbed to alcohol or drugs? Wasn't he trying to make a comeback recently?
Yeah, he was going to have an exhibition. The thing with Ricky is you could never tell what he was thinking because he never gave much away. But he did say he had mental health problems and such and such. And it's a loss to British boxing. It's a loss to the world. He was a good guy, champion of the people.
He was.
Yeah, definitely. You guys over there loved him.
He was a real bully in the ring, though, wasn't he? He was.
Because he was on it, and he didn't hide things. He always spoke from the heart. He always spoke how he felt about stuff.
Do you guys remember when he fought Floyd, and the ref wouldn't let him fight inside?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, that was something, right?
But like I say, he only lost to two elite fighters, and then lost when he had that comeback in 2013 when he fought Shevchenko. We can forget that, but he lost to 2 of the all-time greats, and there's no shame in that,
Yeah, Floyd and Pacquiao.
Yeah, I think that Pacquiao knockout was the thing that caused his downfall after that. I think he lost a lot of confidence when he got knocked out like that.
Yeah.
That was a brutal knockout.
Yeah, he punched him into the damn corner.
Yeah, and he was out cold.
Yeah.
They stopped it with Floyd. Floyd caught him with that check left hook, but he wasn't like out cold after that. Manny just
Manny, and it wasn't it like in the 2nd round or the 3rd round or something when he lost to Manny?
It was the 3rd round. Maybe it was early. It wasn't late in the fight. But man, they both threw punches at the same time, and Manny slipped, and he came around from the southpaw stance into a left hook and just flattened him. He slipped the punch and threw the punch. And it was so fast and so much torque on it, man. He went down.
Man, that was when Pacquiao was at his best. That's when they was really they was really starting to ask for Pacquiao versus Floyd.
Yeah. Well, Floyd was, what a lot of people don't realize, they say, they should have fought 5 years earlier. Floyd was 5 years older, and so was Manny, and Floyd was older than Manny. So, it's a big deal, right?
Right. Floyd would have beat him because of the styles. That would have been the same thing that he was doing. Yeah. Floyd would have been 5 years younger. For some reason, they would have thought that Pacquiao, yes, he aged, man. As you just said, Floyd is older than Pacquiao, and the clock works for both of them.
But looking at this, guys, I think Mayweather could come out of retirement and beat that guy that Pacquiao got a draw. Quite confident he could beat Barrios quite comfortably. I believe if he came out of retirement.
It is possible.
Yeah.
But why would you risk it for no money? For not a lot of money.
Well, he likes to buy a new sport car every year, right? And spend all, and then he's got to make it smart when it comes time to pay taxes.
He's a billionaire. He's a billionaire. He's got a lot of money. He's a billionaire. He's made good business decisions.
Yeah, it's true.
But for me, Ricky Hatton will be remembered as a guy that, did really well. If he'd lived the life more, he probably would have been on top for longer. But that's the cards that he was dealt with.
Right. I remember, wasn't Floyd's father training him to fight Floyd?
Yes, he was. Yes, he was. Yeah.
Wow, that was weird. I remember that was weird.
They did that. Didn't they do that with De La Hoya too, or something?
Yeah.
Yep.
They did, yeah.
I mean, that's kind of the strangest relationship in boxing those two guys had, right?
Mm-hmm.
And at the end, he had his father come back in, and that's such a strange relationship. My friend Joe from the WBC told me that Floyd has always been very nice and respectful. He said, but he's got this other side, and you see it in the ring when he has that killer instinct coming out. And he, when it comes out, man, it's so clear he's coming for you. He's got those eyes where he's sizing you up, and then he just starts picking you apart.
Anyway, Ricky Hatton's best win was against Costa Zoo.
That's right. He retired him. He retired Costa.
Costa retired on his stool that night.
Well, Ricky was just like battering him, not just with his fist, but with everything else he could. I mean, he was all over him. He just mauled that guy. He couldn't get away from him.
I remember in early interviews, as far as back as 2001, he said he wanted Costa Zoo in the ring. That was the one fight he wanted.
Well, he certainly knew he was going to take him out. He reminded me of Rocky Marciano in that fight. Just wouldn't get off of him, was on his chest and was hitting him with everything he could. Everything. And a couple of times it got dirty. But it was, Ricky, I always loved him. But unfortunately, this happened. And it's very sad.
When I saw it, when I woke up and I saw it, I thought, is this a joke? I thought somebody was playing a joke. Then when I read it, I was like,
no, it's
that's not good.
They're probably not going to put the report out on what happened to him for a few days. It's to let people mourn him and whatnot. Because what difference does it make? He died. We all know he shouldn't have died at this young age. So whatever he died from, is it important? No.
No. It's what it is,
Yeah. And I feel sorry for his sons. Doesn't he have 3 kids? Are they all boys?
Yeah. What two girls and 1 boy?
Oh, he has 2 sons that fight, right?
No, only 1 son, but the son's retired.
Okay. Well, all right. Well, God bless him. Godspeed to him. God rest his soul.
Right, guys, I think we're about done now. We'll be back on Friday.
Hey, guys, it was so great to have everybody back.
All righty. Colin Walsh beat Vargas, by the way.